Hey, what's going on everyone? I'm the OPJellicent and we're back here on Pokemon Showdown. Got a team right here that I built around a Mega Garchomp. Got SD and 3 attacks. Should be a lot of fun right here. It's a pretty standard moveset except I'm running Earthquake over Stomping Tantrum. Usually when you run Dragon Claw, because a lot of Pokemon are immune, like Feeny and Bulu, you want Stomping Tantrum to be able to go ahead and ignore the terrain effects, and your power obviously also gets doubled, but I actually don't have a Sandstutter on this team, so I figured that I would just go ahead and run Earthquake and have some other Pokemon that can go ahead and check Feeny and Bulu right here. Fire Fang is here for Steel types, pairing it with Ash Greninja for the Spike support and just a really great mon overall. Rotom-Wash right here is a Wiki Berry defensive set. Really likes the Voltage Momentum, these two Pokemon in particular, so I like that on the team. Spit have Jirachi right here, which is my Stealth Rocker and primary Fairy Resist on the team. Tornadus T, which is earning a Flying EMZ. I didn't really see the use for another Z movies, or I was considering Z Celebrate Victini, but I actually wanted to go ahead and try the Choice Scarf set out with Trick right here, which is really nice against Chansey, Toxapex, and those Pokemon, so that should be fun for sure, and yeah, that's going to be the team. It'll be down below in the description, in case you guys do want to try it out, and let's go ahead and get right into the games. Alright, I got a game right here, and right away we've run into a Coco Lucha matchup, which is not a very good matchup for this team at all, especially because they have Clef for my Garchomp here. I'll lead Victini maybe on Coco. Scissor Lead is an interesting one. I think there's no way they stay in here. I'll go for U-turn on the Landers, yeah, because this allows me to either get in Gren or Torn. I like the Torn play initially because it allows me to just go right here for a Supersonic Sky Strike into Coco, and then get in my Jirachi on probably a Roost, and I can finally get up my rocks here. Well, I say finally, but it'll be on turn 3. Maybe they don't have Roost then. Okay, a Volcanion comes in. Possibly Choice Scarf. I'll go Rotom here. Because I have the Berry, that burn actually sucks though, but I really don't mind getting myself weakened, even though it is my Hawlucha check. Especially if they want to stay in that turn. That's really interesting. So that's probably Specs. I'll just go back to Jirachi here. This guy burns every Steam Eruption, but it's not the biggest deal. I don't know. Is this thing Specs or not? I guess it is. I'm going to U-turn out here because they've revealed to be probably Specs. And essentially what I can do against this is maybe Healing Wish my Rotom back later for the Hawlucha. That sounds like a okay decision. And this next turn I can just go right here into my Rotom. They were actually not locked into that, so that could have been a lot worse than it worked out as. How much did my Volt Switch do? It did too much for this guy to stay in here. I'll click it anyway. I don't think you go Landers. What would that help you with? Yeah, Clefable would be the mid-ground you go for. And that's not a Victini switch in anymore, so Victini is actually going to have a lot of fun this game. Let's just go Victini now. Maybe force out Landers T again. Yeah, I'll do that here. I'll go Victini. Click V-Create on a Protect, and then worst case scenario is I take a Thunder Wave here, but even that would not be the biggest deal. I think Landers comes in every time. They sec off their Volcanion here. Okay, so oh, it's actually this Berry set, which is really frustrating because now it just gets to fire off more hits. I'll once again go Rotom, only because I can Healing Wish it back later and get some nice damage off here. And then I'll use Torn as my pivot to knock this out. So they go for Steam Eruption. They finally don't burn one, which is great. Would U-turn do 5%? Volcanion against Tornadus. Yeah, it looks like it probably would do 5%. So I'll go for the U-turn, knock it out. And that's really good for Greninja too. In the scenario that we're in right now, I think maybe Garchomp or Victini are my best plays here. I like the Garchomp play. It's definitely going to force out Landers T. And I can just pivot to Torn. Like, Torn is relatively useless now. Even as spammable as Hurricane is, it's not my way of winning. On rocks. I do hand lit a Hurricane, which is nice. That means they're probably Z. Can I land another one by chance? Wow, I actually land 2. That's pretty lucky. I'm trying to find the opportunity to Healing Wish my. A little bit confused about this play. I guess they're going for Bullet Punch. I don't need this Pokemon. They actually decide not to Bullet Punch, interestingly. Which is probably going to cost them a lot, actually, now that I think about it. So I just go Gren here and claim my Battle Bond. That's my play. Oh, I have Hydro Pump on this thing. That's a mistake. Okay, I landed though, so that's good. They have to hope I choke and switch out and allow them to SD, basically. Yep, but that's not happening. And then they just go ahead and forfeit. So having Hydro Pump right there nearly cost me. That's definitely meant to be Surf. But we do win the game, and I'll be right back with another one. Alright, I got the next game right here. I'm like barely in the 1700s right now, and it's still taking a while to find games. I guess the ladder's not too active around this time, but wow, Mega Gallade is a giant threat to this team. Another tough matchup here. I think maybe Landorus might be their lead, so I'll lead off here with Torn. I don't take a Scarf Stone Edge, so my play is Rotom. Because if they Stone Edge turn 1 and I lose this thing, that would be really tough for me. Rotom's like one of my better ways of dealing with Crawdon though, and I'm really tempted to just Fly Z here. They should go Magearna or Rotom if they're not Scarf. Honestly, if they're Scarf, I'll know, and I get in Garchomp and basically claim one of my own. So I'm going to Supersonic Sky Strike here into a Rotom. That's a crit too, which is really big. I can knock off the berry this next turn and just prevent it from recovering for the rest of the game. This is really going to open up my Victini here. And then they'll probably Volt Switch out into maybe Magearna, is what I'm thinking. The reason I did that is because I didn't want to go Rotom and have to be forced to Defog on the rocks, because that would go Superior and Evasion boost, and that would be, like, just really bad from that point. They actually give me lefties on this thing too, so I think here, I just Hurricane as I miss. This is why, I mean, I have Defog on this too, so it's not the biggest deal. Although, hitting that Hurricane would have meant I could have 2-hit KO'd it. If they go Serp now, I'm just going to Hurricane and try to hit, like, it's still going to be somewhat accurate. Yeah, there's a U-turn. So they can go Rotom, or they can go I guess Magearna here would be the other option. And, I mean, Magearna I'm not too worried about. It's mainly the Superior this game that's gonna, like, really mess me up. Thankfully, Victini with Victory Star can nearly always hit its V-Crate, even if it has that Evasion boost. Out comes Crawdon, which is a massive threat. I can just go for U-turn. They're probably going for Crabhammer or Knockoff. And that's a crit. Wow, this guy's getting really unlucky regarding the crits. Didn't I crit him earlier with my Supersonic Sky Strike? Yeah. So Rotom's not a bad option here. In fact, it doesn't really do much else besides check this, so I'll go out into it. I'm pretty sure Hydro Vortex would have OHKO'd that thing, so I'm glad I didn't make that play. I could outspeed here in theory. I don't know if they're Jolly or not. You'd probably be Adamant on Crawdon, right? Like, even Landorus coming in is not a threat. If they're switching out, it should be to Serp here. They just had to go out into the Rotom. Get that berry, which is a little bit annoying. I was trying to prevent that berry this entire game. So which means this would be their Defogger. I needed a bit more damage on this. I don't know how to revenge this thing now. Perhaps I go Garchomp gets whiffed, Jirachi gets whiffed, Victini gets... I guess I'll go Victini here, go for a U-turn to get a bit of chip damage off, and then throw in some sort of special attacker, like, for example, my own Rotom on a Thunder Wave. Okay, that's even better. Did not want to get Thunder Waved with anything else. So that means they're probably not Wisp then. Meaning here I can just Volt Switch out into Garchomp on their Volt Switch. Yeah, so if they're Thunder Wave, they probably don't have Will-O-Wisp. And then with the speed, does the speed matter here at all? No, I got outsped by everything, and it doesn't actually make a difference. So they give me damage on Landorus, which is really helpful, actually. And I've already shown that they're not a Stone Edge variant. They're probably like Rocks, U-Turn, Earthquake, Defog, or maybe HB Ice. So I'll just go out into my Tornadus here on the rocks, which is not a big deal. The really nice thing is here, if they go Rotom as a pivot, I can actually Hurricane due to the evasion drop. I don't know if it knocks it out though. Yeah, there's a U-turn. Actually, they should go for U-turn every time. I'm still keeping Jirachi healthy just for Magearna because I need that counter. Superior comes in. Alright, well I'm going to attempt a Hurricane here. We had this scenario yesterday. It just went down. I mean, I broke through and hit Hurricane through Paralysis. That's really lucky, but I don't agree with throwing that out so early. Gallade can't even knock me out, that's the funny thing. So if I really want to, I'll go for Hurricane here. But I'm going to U-turn for the damage on this thing for my Victini, I think. Yeah, that's my play. I mean, it happens. I did break through against the Serp. I shouldn't expect to break through against this. At this point, do I need this at all? No, they can have this Pokemon. That play right there, actually, the close combat play, means it's in range of Victini's V-Create, so... I basically claim one here, knowing that the Landorus is a defensive set. It should go down in 2 hits anyway, and I can just go ahead and V-Create again. This invites in Groudon, which is scary. I mean, I say that due to Aqua Jet, and they probably know I'm somehow locked in. Yeah, so Landorus goes down right there. And then probably... I don't know, they either go Rotom, Glade to knock off, or Groudon. If the Groudon is their play, I think I go Rotom. Okay, so this is going for probably knockoff here. I can't allow it to SD up, but at the same time I really can't do anything else about that, so I'll go Rotom. They crit knockoff when I would have gotten a berry back and Volt switched out, which is honestly very sad, but... Hey, what can you do about it? I'll go Garchomp here. Just fire off an Earthquake. Actually, this is a misplay. I mean, Garchomp won the game, as had I just kept it in the back. But now I'm kind of committed here. They go for close... Actually, now it kind of wins the game anyway. Great. They just messed up with that close combat. They should have gone for Zen Headbutt to live at least 1. I'm out of range of Aqua Jet because that was a Zmon. Magearna cannot beat me, and then Rotom will get outsped. So Garchomp's able to go ahead and come through late game, and I'll be right back with another one. Alright, I got the next game right here. My opponent's team is actually very weak to Garchomp as well as Greninja. Greninja looks like one of my better ways of winning. They have a Venusaur though, and Venusaur, it's really good in the current meta. I should definitely use that thing more. I do have a Torn though, which is going to help me out. They're probably leading Coco here, so I'll leave Victini. They actually decide to lead Rotom, which is not the best. I think I just U-turn out into my own Rotom here because they can go for Thunder Wave or maybe a Will-O-Wisp or even a Hydro Pump. If they want to switch out, they go Landorus T here. I think they're trying to anticipate maybe a final Gambit. So they go Landorus T, maybe expecting a final Gambit, is I'm assuming what they did. I'll go Rotom here and click Volt Switch. They shouldn't stay in, yeah. I need this momentum here on Venusaur. This gives me my Tornadus. And I think I click Knockoff on Coco. Get rid of its Specs, which is huge. And because Specs are gone now, I don't know, I can go Jirachi, but that'll make me super weak to Shift Gear Magearna. This matchup is just not there. But I'm going to try. I have to. I'll go Garchomp. They went for HP Ice. Yeah, they did it. Okay, I'll go Jirachi now. On maybe Dazzling Gleam this turn. Like, Garchomp was good here, don't get me wrong, but I think my main way of breaking is going to be Victini, so... Victini and Greninja, those two. I'm curious about what their thing is here. So I could have gone Jirachi there and gotten up rocks, but if I take damage on Jirachi, I'm going to lose to Magearna, and that's what I'm so scared of. So I'll go for rocks here on the Volt Switch. This is what I should have done earlier, but... Like I said, I'm really scared about the Magearna here, so that's why I made the misplay. I can't stay in. I'll go Torn here. And this time, I'll just go for Supersonic Sky Strike and not knock them out as they knock me out. So I guess we're going to find out what this Magearna set is now, but I'm going for Dark Pulse in case Venusaur comes in. It was not AV, but I unfortunately clicked Dark Pulse rather than anything. Volt Switch. Is it actually AV? No, that's Leftovers. Okay. Leftovers is Volt Switch, huh? That's interesting. Dragon move. Stone Edge. Okay, I do live Stone Edge thanks to Rotom's really good Fizz Def. And the Garchomp is down now, which is helpful, but I still don't see how I'm dealing with this thing first of all. Like, my play is like either Iron Head flinch it down or try to weaken it with the Garchomp, which is not very healthy, as I'm sure you guys noticed. I can Healing Wish it back. That would be good. I guess, yeah, let's Healing Wish it back here. And then this turn I can just go Rotom. On the Will-O-Wisp, yeah, I really can't risk that thing. I just Will-O-Wisp here. Specs Coco is a problem. I don't know what the Landorus is too. But I think maybe if SD Garchomp can be healthy against something like Landers. I need damage on Lando. That's the main thing. If Landers is in range of Dragon Claw, SD Garchomp can win. So Venusaur is a safe pivot, so is Rotom pretty much. Oh, speaking of damage on this, they were willing to give it to me right there. I don't think it's worth defogging. I'll just give them... Well, actually, they go for that, which is interesting. Venusaur. Actually, Venusaur just got put in range where it has the Synthesis, so maybe that's what they'll do here. I'll bring this out, go right for SD. I have no reason not to Mega Evolve. They go out into this. Okay, they put me in range of the Coco, which is bad. But now they have no Earthquake switch-ins. Yeah, Coco comes in. This thing's a threat for sure. I can go out into this here and then just click V-Create. Come on, stay in. That would be huge. They go Rotom. Doesn't take as much as I would like. Ah, that's bad. Wait a minute, hold up. Surf. No, that's not a win con. I don't know what to do here, because if I V-Create again, then they get the momentum. I can go hard Garchomp on a super offensive read, but then if they Hydro Pump, I lose. I'll sack off my Grin here. I should have gone Garchomp, man. I'm not playing this well, but I guess it's not the worst. Maybe Garchomp can come through, I don't know. Victini's gonna have to knock out that Coco, though. So I'll just V-Create here to sack off the Magearna to get back in. I mean, they can literally just go Coco now. Yeah. I have to switch out on the Thunderbolt. Gotta go back out into this on the HB Ice. And then I click V-Create here on the Rotom sack. Then they just go Coco again, and that's gonna be it. Yep, because this thing dies on entry, so their Thunderbolt that, HB Ice this. So I don't know what I did wrong there. I definitely misplayed against... Where did I go wrong? I think, what did I let go down early? Torn was definitely important. I let that go down a little bit too early. It was good against the Chomp, the Lando, and the Venusaur, and it wasn't the first to die. I think it was. Yeah, there was definitely a lot of things I could have done differently, but I'll be right back with another game. Okay, so I thoroughly blundered my last game, which was not the best showing, but I'll go ahead and lead off here with this. Our Dragon type moves Oko each other, I'm pretty sure, which is really interesting here. I feel like they're going Feeny. I can just go Torn as a pivot. No, I feel like I just stand and go for this. If they win the speed tie, then, I mean, hey, it's a 50-50. Unless they were Scarf. I'll go for Dragon Claw. They decide to go for a fast Rocks. I don't have Rocks on mine. This thing is good. I'll go Torn on Earthquake. Okay, nice. So I actually get all that correct, which is good. And then here, I think I just go for the Supersonic Sky Strike in case they switch out. I really don't need it for anything else. Like, it's good against Ferrothorn, I guess, but I don't need it. Dragonite's a problem. But I have Rotom. Greninja comes in, okay. I guess Rotom's coming in now. On the Hydro Pump, nice. So I can just defog these away. And that was their only Rock Setter, meaning Spikes will not end up being a factor here. I will burn this because it'll help out my Greninja. They miss a Leech Seed, unfortunately for them. That's kind of lame. And I do need my rocks up here, so I'll go Jirachi on the next Leech. Yeah, that should be what happens here. They should go Feeny to defog right away, but if they want to trade hazards, that's better for me, due to Dragonite being such a prominent threat. As they do want to trade hazards here, so that's good. They could Leech Seed here. So I'll pivot to Torn on Jaraball, okay. And then I can just start Hurricaning because of that evasion drop. Yeah, that evasion drop's really nice. Oh, please hit. Yeah, I got damage on that, and they're giving me damage on this Feeny now, which is really cool. I'll actually take the turn to knock off its lefties before Hurricaning again. Because they could go for Moonblast here. They do defog, so they see that Dragonite's their win con. Which is scary, because I don't want them to recognize that. I'll just Hurricane here. And then this turn, I just go for U-turn. I really don't want to risk my Pokemon. Just go Rotom, get my berry. Nice. And I just go for Volt. They should be faster than me, but... Oh, they're actually like min speed. What am I doing here? That Dragonite's going to sweep me really easily. I think I'll go Garchomp. But yeah, because the train's going down, right? Now the Dragonite could come in here and start to Dragon Dance. Medicham could come in. Greninja, maybe? Greninja, okay. I want my rocks back up. That's what I actually need here. First of all, if I Mega Evolve, I'm pretty sure I'd take this hit. Yeah, I ate it up, which is really cool. So now Medicham comes in. I'm still going to lose to Dragonite. I don't see how I get around that Pokemon. Yeah, Medicham comes in. Maybe if I had like Final Gambit on this. We'll go Torn. They had jump kick crit, which I don't think the crit mattered. This dies, this dies, this dies. So it's either this or this. And I like this one. Because I can just click Dark Pulse here. As they knock me out, but this gives me what I want, which is the ability to U-turn out on this turn. On the turn that this thing would die. This gives me Garchomp here, which is a Pokemon that can actually force Dragonite to only Dragon Dance once. As it comes out there, I go for Dragon Claw here. If they go for E-Speed right away, would that help them at all? Oh, actually, is it not multi-scale? Or is Mega Garchomp just that stupidly strong? Well, I'll Fire Fang that. And then follow it up with an Earthquake here. So that's going to be the game. I guess that was not multi-scale, because there's no way that dies in one hit. What's its other ability? Wow, I'm really low on the ladder now. But I don't know what that thing's other ability is. I'm going to have to go ahead and double check that, but we have time for more for sure, so I'll be right back. Alright, I got the next game right here. My opponent's running Hawlucha without terrain support, which I don't know what to think about that, but I don't know, it could be a threat. I like my Garchomp here a lot though. SD Mega Garchomp does really well against Heracross, Ferrothorn, Heatran, as well as Zapdos, because I'm assuming that's not going to have speed for me. Regarding my lead here, Garchomp to pressure is not the worst idea, but then if they lead Heracross, I don't actually OHKO it, so I'll just lead Torn. They lead Hawlucha, which is interesting. I think I go for knockoff turn 1. You could go Zapdos here. Actually, I'm just going to Raw Hurricane. I missed my Raw Hurricane as they go for subs, so that would have OHKO'd it. Let's attempt the next Hurricane here. Ah, nice. Okay, well, let's get out of here now. Just go Rotom. Yeah, let's forget this. They're probably sub Citrus or sub whatever berry. They sub again, which I guess expecting me to hit that Hurricane. Okay, cool. And now I'll just go Victini here. They're clearly just wanting to stand with their Hawlucha. I can click Bolt Strike because it'll actually... It should knock this out. Nice. So they just keep in their Pokemon. I'm just going to play it as though if they don't switch the entire time now. And maybe that'll work out. Ferrothorn comes in, so they're hard predicting me to be locked in. Which, actually, no, never mind. They saw my Scarf right there. I am definitely being ignorant regarding that. I go for rocks of my own, because damage on Zapdos is amazing. Leech Seed, okay. I can just U-turn out here. Actually, I'm just going to go hard Rotom on the double leech. So good play. I definitely kind of anticipated that one, but I can Wisp here, and if they go for Protect or anything like that, I can actually just get my Wiki Berry, and that would be very cool. Maybe Greninja or maybe Heatran. Even Zapdos could come out here, but a burnt Zapdos is great. They do predict me, which is really cool with them. I can just go for Volt Switch, because I just want to get in my Garchomp soon and start just clicking Earthquake and Dragon Claw. That's the goal. Okay, so that Magma Storm actually does a lot of damage. Not gonna lie, did more than I expected. But we are here. They are lefties. I think I SD up on Zapdos. Or Ferrothorn, I guess. Okay, so Ferrothorn will die to +2 4x super effective Fire Fang. And I don't think I have a reason to Mega Evolve just yet, in case the Zapdos is offensive. Like, it could be that agility set with HP Ice, Thunderbolt, and the Z move, and then Heat Wave. Greninja comes in, though. Okay, so against Greninja, Jirachi is my least valuable Pokemon now. Hydro Pump will be 2-hit KOing me, unfortunately. Wow, this thing is a problem. I can U-turn out here. That should be Specs. There's no other way that actually does that much damage. And essentially, I just get Victini after an U-turn. They're going to go ahead and disconnect. I don't know if that means they've forfeited, but I guess we'll go ahead and wait it out because I don't know whether... If they come back, I actually want to see whether I can beat this Gren or not, because Gren's looking like a significant problem now. Thankfully, I mean, Shuriken would be their way of actually going about this. Shuriken spam could be a thing, but once I force my own Battle Bond, I'll be in a good spot too. Because they gave me Ferrothorn, right? Let's see, you guys want to come back or not? Or my opponent. It's definitely only one person. What else is in here? Phantom Dragoon, Payush 25, and Kichikus. So my opponent is not listed here as they have left the game. Let's see, 20 seconds. Okay, they do come back. Okay, cool. So they go for Hydro Pump, do connect again. This gives me Victini. And I think I just click Bolt Strike. Now I go for U-turn. I should go for Bolt Strike. They've already seen my Scarf though. I feel like they're just going to go Zapdos. We'll go for U-turn. U-turn. Okay, well it's time for me to get my Battle Bond now. The only way they're stopping this is with the Greninja. They could go hard Greninja for sure. Wow, Water Shuriken's a problem for sure. I need to be careful here. Oh, that's a really spit F Zapdos. I might have lost. That's like insanely spit F. I'll surf again in case that was just a stupid low roll. It was a stupid low roll. Nice. Like, there was no way Specs served us 39. That has to be like min. So, Mega Heracross will live this, I think. So, I'll just go Rotom here. I don't need that. That's scary though. Meaning I have to hit Hurricane, which is never a good win con. Pin Missile. I actually think I'd just go Garchomp. Garchomp, break the sub. Then I go Greninja, Surf, and then they would go Greninja. I sack, go for Victini. Look, I think Torn and hitting Hurricane guarantees the win because I keep Garchomp for Shuriken. But that's not a very good guarantee. I'm just going to go Garchomp here and break it with this. Mega Evolve here and go for Dragon Claw just to break it guaranteed. Oh, they actually didn't break. They actually didn't knock me out, which is huge. That's actually really big here because I go for Dragon Claw now. Should knock this thing out. Wow, Mega Chomp is a beast. That should go down, nice. This forces out Greninja here. The Greninja comes in. It has to go for Hydro Pump or Shuriken. I guess maybe Dark Pulse, okay. So I go Victini or do I go Greninja? I think I see what I gotta do. I go Victini here. If they stay in this turn, I guaranteed win with Shuriken, so U-turn will allow me to get in my Greninja. I just won with Shuriken, nice. Because this thing dies on entry, meaning they can't switch out to preserve it, and Heatran has already shown to have leftovers, so that's gonna be that. I don't know why they stayed in that turn. I guess maybe hoping for a choke. Yep, knock that out. And Heatran does not even take this attack at all, so I'll be able to win this game. Definitely I don't know how I feel about this team, to be honest. It definitely looks kind of anti-meta-y. I think I was really low on the ladder. That explains some things here. I was definitely curious about a few of the turns, but I'm able to go ahead and win that one. I guess we have time for one more, so I'll be right back. Okay, and final matchup is going to be Rain, which I've been trying to purposely avoid this entire time because when I built this team, I recognized Rain as a threat because my only good water resist is Rotom-Wash. And they have Volcanion Rain, which is going to be really scary for me to try to maneuver around. They should go Ferrothorn. They actually stay in. Go Swampert here. So I go Rotom on Swampert. If they go Rocks, I Defog. They go for Ice Punch, not the biggest deal. I think here I can just go for a Volt Switch into Ferrothorn coming in. Okay, so I can get up Rocks here, which is going to be really good for me. So let's do that. The other option would have been going Garchomp, but that's not going to help me. I just need to get up Rocks for Torn and Pelly. Nice. Oh, it's this set. Thunder Wave Ferrothorn, huh? Leech Seed. Let's Will-O-Wisp this here. The only reason why I'm actually doing this is because I have the berry. If I didn't have the berry, I would just let everything else get Thunder Wave too. They go Volcanion. This will outspeed me. I'm in a tough spot now. Okay, I'll give them this and try to go for maybe a Garchomp. SD up here. I don't know if that was specs or not, but hey, I'll take it. Anything to beat Parahaxers, right? And they gave me the Rainmon. Beautiful. That's what I actually needed there. They expected an Earthquake. Swampert comes in. I gotta somehow outlast this thing. So I'm gonna go Jirachi on the Ice Punch. Nice. Now I go... I think I sack Jirachi because it actually gives me the extra turn here. Beautiful. Now what I do is I go Torn. That's 5 turns left. What do I need to save is what I'm trying to figure out here. I need Garchomp, Gran, and Victini, I think. So I'll go Jirachi here, sack that off. They go for another Ice Punch, nice. I'll actually go back to Torn here on the Waterfall as it'll take it. Then I go Jirachi. Then I go Torn. They would Waterfall here, huh? Can I take damage on... I think I take damage on Gran. Sack off... I could Shuriken here too and keep Torn. Is that better? Yeah, Torn is actually good late game. I'll go for Shuriken here for the chip. And now we are actually in a pretty commanding position. As much as it doesn't look like it, that maneuver right there is actually going to really help me out. So I can just go out into this here and click Dragon Claw. Knock that Pokemon out. Manaphy could come in here. And be a threat for sure. I might need to win a tie with my other Pokemon. The Tailwind. Oh. Well... I think I just lost to Manaphy, yeah. Maybe not. Can I still out Tailwind and maybe win with this? Yeah, I can. No, actually, no, I can't outspeed this thing even outside of Tailwind. Unless I think it's modest. Do I think it's modest? I guess I have to hope it's modest, right? I go Torn. Maybe if I go Torn and live one, I'll be fine. Okay, I did go Torn and live one. Nice. Meaning... Now what I do is I sack Victini. As Victini didn't even go down either. Victini, really nice mon. Now I go for Bolt Strike. Knock that out, and I think I just won the game with the Garchomp. I think I actually keep my Torn in the back. No, I should go Torn here. On the Gyro Ball. I then go Victini to V-Create. Okay, I gotta make this double correct. I'm gonna go Garchomp. Expecting maybe a double to Volcanion. Nice, I do get that right. Now I Earthquake. Then I knock this out with Fire Fang. And then I just Earthquake Volcanion. So that's gonna be that. Yep, that's gonna be that. So Mega Garchomp secures the last game for us. We're able to get quite a few points back, which is very cool. That rain matchup, man. I definitely recognized that opponent was pretty high on the ladder too. I'm surprised how they played their rain. Had they just predicted with Mega Swampert once, like, all they had to do was shoot to the left, and I would have gone down, and I wouldn't have been able to stall out that drain properly, but I knew what I had to preserve, and that was definitely what was important right there. So did hope you all enjoyed. I believe we only lost 1 game, so that's going to be very cool. The team will be down below in the description, and I'll see you next time. Later.